One day, I was contacted by what seemed to be a legitimate Twitter account / company representative for Lingoda. After all, this person had that shiny blue checkmark thing going on, which indicates proof of verification. They offered me $400 for a 20-second promo and seemed persistent in pursuing my services. Then I uploaded the so-called contract I received to VirusTotal, the internet's best online scanner for harmful viruses, spyware, etc. And here are the results. Yeah, quite a lot of Trojans there. You see, once on your computer, the contract in question masquerades as a PDF file, but it is actually an application. In this case, it claims to be a screensaver, but in a different case, instead only presents as an X file. What made the whole thing suspicious to me is that the icon makes it look like a PDF, but Acrobat Reader doesn't want to open the file, and a PDF is never supposed to come in the shape of an X file, executive file, meaning that this is a file which will start up a program entirely on its own. So when I confronted the account, look at what this bunghole had to say. "Ah, geez, that's a lot of Trojans." Really? "Oh, really, Mr. Samuel Cooper? A lot of Trojans, huh?" Yeah, as you can tell, when I caught this a-hole in the act, there really wasn't much of a conversation or responses coming back from him anymore. You see, a few weeks after being contacted by so-called Lingoda, which is, I looked it up, it's a legitimate company. It seems to get good ratings from people who buy up its services. There's nothing suspicious going on there. The problem is that this will happen. There will be imposters claiming to represent legitimate companies, and if you're not careful, they will infect your computer with spyware and steal your credit card information along with other things such as, important passwords, perhaps the password to your entire YouTube channel. A few weeks after being contacted by quote-unquote Lingoda, I received a similar offer from the prestigious, well-known company Corel, which offers software for aspiring digital artists. They are one of Photoshop's main competitors, and boy, oh boy, was I happy when they contacted me. But here's the weird part. The layup was exactly the same. You are contacted to have a brief discussion about pricing, which is usually generous amounts, and then they ask you to download a WinRAR archive consisting of promo footage and a contract that they want you to sign and then send back to them. Exactly the same approach as the fake Lingoda representative used. Both with Corel and Lingoda, I got a contract that looks like a PDF, but is actually an executive program. Normally in the world of phishing and spyware, this is reason to be careful. Pay attention to the wording when I confronted them. After numerous responses back and forth discussing our arrangement, I ended up asking outright, "Hello, I downloaded the files, and if I didn't know any better, I'd think you're trying to infect me with spyware. Why is the contract in exe format instead of a PDF? I can't open the contract, I can't read it. Please explain, I'm sure there's been a misunderstanding." And so when I confronted them, their response was an exact copy of what they sent me before asking me to download the files, only with an added further instruction on how to run the file as administrator, which makes any program work extra good. Hopefully, so I can infect myself with whatever tool of Satan's they had in mind. As you can see, the person I am talking to here operates like a robot more than a real person. They're offering so-called advice that is not even addressing the core issue at hand. They are ignoring how dangerous it can be to install spyware on one's computer and instead simply proceed to try and get me to open the program instead. A clear red flag. And my Windows Security Antivirus agreed, as my computer automatically blocked this very severe threat, which is dangerous and executes commands from an attacker. Around the same time, I was approached by yet another company representative, this time promoting a badass video game called Wuthering Waves. I got a long email that felt legitimate and was well written enough and seemed like a cool offer. The game looks amazing, but when I responded, the email bounced back, meaning I got an error message saying it couldn't be delivered to the address. So here's where I chose to do something you should always do when you get offers like this. I contacted the company through their official social media outlets on their official website, and that's when this creepy response came back through their real Twitter. Please note that this email is a fraud and it is not our official email. Our email address will have kurogame.com as a suffix. We sincerely apologize for the inconvenience caused and thank you for your understanding. So there you have it. And the reason I'm putting this in a video is because is this a new scammer trend that YouTubers and influencers need to look out for? I know at least that Twitter has a huge problem with this that Elon Musk doesn't seem to care very much about. It still hasn't been fixed since he took over the company, unlike the free speech fixes he's been making. In addition to fake sponsorships looking to rob your credit card information by getting you to download spyware, I also get spammed with accounts linking me to their often unsuccessful OnlyFans. Elon Musk doesn't seem to take any of this seriously. He allows people like this to get verified and seem authentic, which is very creepy given how they are made to look legitimate in presentation and everything. Allowing someone to have a blue check mark also gives the impression that the company, the website, has done at least the bare minimum in verifying that they are who they say they are. But now Musk has turned it into perhaps even more of a joke than it was ever before. It used to be the case that eventually it became impossible for anyone but mainstream media leftists to get verified on Twitter. Now anyone who pays can get verified instead, and this capitalist, cutthroat, make money for my company for any cheap little penny means approach that Musk is taking only makes his website more annoying to deal with, more prone for scammers to be successful. This is why you gotta follow the ABCs of internet communication. Here's where we get into the advice where you can take something back from watching this video. Number 1, never download any file sent to you from strangers, no matter how official they appear, no matter how harmless the file seems. Even if it's just a JPEG or a simple image file that someone has attached in an email and is trying to send to you, this could be the spyware that they want you to download and open. Spyware can be hidden in files that aren't executive files as well. So don't ever download anything that anyone sends you, not even to take a look at it. Number 2, if you absolutely have to, make sure you know how to use the program Sandbox in combination with anti-spyware tools such as deep cleaning with Spybot. Sandbox allows you to open programs in a sort of virtual reality space where you get to kind of test what it does to a system before you expose it to a real system. And number 3, always double check with whatever entity is trying to contact you through their official website and social media platforms. It doesn't matter if the email looks legitimate, whether it's your so-called bank attempting to get you to verify something, or a business deal offer, or some kind of warning email pretending to be looking out for your best interest. You would rather be safe than sorry when it comes to things like this. On the internet, you never know who you're talking to. Now, these steps are worth following. It's only 2 minutes extra of your time, but it can make all the difference. More importantly, I feel like we have to comment on the porno slut aspect of this whole situation. I've been open about how hard it is to run this channel, how challenging it's been for my economy the past years. And what happens when I talk about how little money I make as a YouTuber is that more scammers than usual turn up, hover around you like vultures, and try to exploit your desperation to get you to sign contracts promising a lot of money, that it's more likely to steal your credit card info and steal your money instead. What's happened here is that I'm struggling financially with my channel, bleeding supporters on my donation platforms, and these vultures hover in in a way that's just disgusting. Usually YouTubers make their money through various kinds of sponsorships, but if you're specializing on talking about social taboos, sponsorships are gonna be quite difficult. You are pretty much left to rely only on community funding. So with this said, I have just come to value and appreciate my one and only sponsor so much more, CannabisLight.se, where you can get the finest quality hemp products in all of Europe. These guys really swooped in and helped me out a year ago when I originally started having all of these problems, and they've been very valuable for this channel. So I urge you to check out the link in the video description if you want a 15% discount on all products. I especially recommend the vape cartridges that they have and the lemon scented buds of ripe joy. But I digress. I didn't make this video just to talk about how much I love the only sponsor that wants to touch me with a 10-foot pole, and why that means you should love them as well, because it has proven how hard it is for anyone to want to sponsor me. It's not that. That's not the only reason I made this video. I also made it so you can spread the word to other YouTubers and warn them of what might be a pretty convincing, pretty dangerous new trend where scammers are targeting YouTubers and influencers on social media to rob them. So that's my little story for today, and I urge you to share it with your favorite YouTubers, along with my advice of how to stay safe on the internet. Now, I thank you for watching. My work is entirely community funded, and the only way I can make my channel profitable is by relying on the generosity of my audience. So if you want to help out, consider a donation through the options below, listed in the video description. If not, well, then I'll just see you in the next video.